Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again on a Tuesday night, May the 30th, 2023. This is your boy Stevie Ray, and I am the host of the world's most dangerous podcast, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. I hope everybody out there is having a great day, like myself. Kind of took it easy today. Was in my journals of doing my research on the book that I am writing. And that's what's been taking up a lot of my time. Well, we're back again on a Tuesday night, and as you guys know, we call it Tokyo Heat. Well, my man Sonny Onoo just might show up. What's up, Brian? What's up, Matthew? You know, Sonny hasn't been on in a couple of weeks. I don't know. Well, last week I think Sonny had to do something with the graduation of his granddaughter or something like that. What's up, Alwath? What's up, Kron? And so a lot of the graduation stuff going on for the past couple of weeks, man, 2-3 weeks, and different schools, colleges, the whole thing, all over the United States of America. So a lot of people, are involved in that, depending on children, grandchildren, so on and so forth. What's up, Queen? So I've been around a lot of that myself, so we know how that goes. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And that's what old Sonny had to do. He had to go. I think he told me it was his granddaughter. His granddaughter, or then again, it might have been his daughter. I can't even remember, but he texted me and told me that. And I was like, okay, man. But everybody I know that's in the education business, man, that's what they've been dealing with for the past few weeks, is getting ready for graduations and doing graduations and so on and so forth, man. And very proud day for a bunch of young people, and we've all been through it. We've all been through it. So, Ashley Ham, how was your holiday? You know what, man? I don't really celebrate. I pay homage to the soldiers on Memorial Day weekend, but I don't really celebrate Memorial Day. I don't really celebrate a lot of holidays, but that's just me. But because of so many people in my family have been in the armed forces in one way or another, I do pay homage to the soldiers, because it takes a special kind of person to do what those guys do or want, especially with people that volunteer. It's like my sister, God rest her soul, she volunteered. She volunteered to go to the military after being a school valedictorian. It's a different kind of mindset. Why? I don't know. I did the slapjack ticket in 6th grade. I got suspended for 3 days. Don't do the slapjack. You have to be trained to do it. You really have to be trained to do it. So you can get in trouble. Dale, what's going on, Dale? Who would be your top 5 list of people to be slapjacked, and why? Sonny, I don't know. No, I wouldn't slapjack Sonny. Sonny's my boy, man. Even though I know a lot of times when we're doing the show, it doesn't seem like it. But nah, not Sonny. Even though I'm not, the better half of me is saying no. But top five, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question though. But at the end of the day, I don't know. You know, I'm all good, David. But Lazy Bum just chimed in, man. What's going on, Lazy Bum? Matthew just chimed in. But hey, man, hopefully Sonny, hopefully Sonny will show up. You know, we've been having these crazy thunderstorms. It's like sunny, cloudy. I mean, sunny. Then all of a sudden, it starts raining like crazy. I'm getting these alerts on my phone and stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, man, what's really going on? You know. Then I hear rain outside, and I'm like, wow, it was just sun shining, man. But this is that crazy time of year where, you know, the season is changing. We're getting ready for summer now. And down here in Texas, man, everything is just so back and forth, and off kilter until everything gets right. So it's a it's a every year thing when things change down here, man. You just got to go with the punches, man. You just got to roll with the punches, man. Kevin, what's going on, brother? But hey, man, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show last night. We did I paid homage to superstar Billy Graham, who was a big influence of mine growing up as a kid. So I just want to share some of the memories with you guys last night when it came to superstar Billy Graham, man, that we lost not so many days ago. But God rest his soul, man. He's in a better place. And if it wasn't for superstar Billy Graham, even though it was a big intricate part of my life and my lifestyle, and I'm proud of that. And I'm hoping that I influence young people the same way he influenced me, because you never know who you're influencing, man. When you're out there in front of that camera and you're on that microphone and you're doing your thing, you never know who's looking up to you. You know, what's up, Kush? You never know, and I know it's something you don't think about. It's something I never really thought about until people start telling me, man, when I was a kid this, I was a kid that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wow, man, something I never really thought about. So we have to be cognizant of, you know what I'm saying? We have to be cognizant of what we're doing out there, man. And always treat people a certain way when you meet them. I'm doing good, Tim. You wore karate gi pants like superstar. No, brother, when I'm talking about influencing, I'm not talking about trying to dress like somebody. I'm not talking about trying to talk like somebody. I'm not trying to emulate anybody. I ain't never tried to emulate nobody in my fucking life. But I've been moved by certain people from their presence, from what they talked about, what the illusion of them was, and how it moved me. But as far as trying to copy somebody or be like somebody, that ain't fucking me. Not at all. Whether it's superstar Billy Graham or whether it's the fucking Barack Obama, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I'm me. But I'm influenced by a lot of people. And superstar one of my influence because of the way he dressed, the way he wrestled, the way he looked. You know, he was a muscle guy that made me want to lift weights and stuff like that. I never had any inspirations to want to be a professional wrestler. None. I just happened to fall into professional wrestling. And once I did, then I thought back, wow, I remember when I used to go watch wrestling as a kid. You know what I'm saying? But when I got into professional wrestling, I wasn't really watching wrestling very much. I just wanted to try it. So, and I had built a muscular body. And by the fact that I built that muscular body because of the influence of superstar Billy Graham, it helped me get into professional wrestling. And if I had never took up bodybuilding and lifting weights, I probably would never had the look to be a professional wrestler. So those are the kind of influences that I'm talking about. But as far as trying to look like somebody, fuck no. Not at all. But I used to love how Billy Graham talked and he had those rhymes and shit like that because that came from, that's my culture. People don't understand, you know what I'm saying? You know, that rap type rhymes and stuff like that, that is a African American culture. So African Americans are drawn to that. That's the kind of influence I'm talking about. And we go, how does this guy do this? I mean, where did he get this from? You know, that's Muhammad Ali type stuff. Maybe he was influenced by Muhammad Ali. I don't know. But you gravitate to that because that reminds you of something that you're privy of on a daily basis, you know. And then you look at the dress, the tie-dye and stuff like that, and you look at the musicians and stuff back in those days, in the late 60s, early 70s, that's how a lot of those guys are dressed. And you go, man, this dude is kind of, he kind of hipped and down, bro. Those are influences. Those are influences. Not the way somebody dresses and things of that nature. If I'm a little bitty kid, you know, I'm like in elementary school when all this is going on. And you just don't know how it's affecting you. You don't realize it's affecting you. Seriously. Who came up with the idea for you to use the slapjack? I don't know. I used to joke about that, Brian. I used to joke about it in the dressing room. The next thing I know, they was say, hey man, they're gonna give you this thing, they're gonna give you a slapjack and want you to start hitting people. I'm like, where'd that come from? So Brian, I don't know. That's a damn good question. To this day, I still don't know. I used to joke about it though, so I don't know if somebody took the joke and took it to the writers. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. You know, why would people want to be like someone besides being themselves? I could never understand that. It doesn't make sense. Just be yourself and we'll get more respect. I don't know, Tim. That's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Brian, that's a true story. I'm like, I used to come in dressing room and say, man, if I had a gimmick, you know, I'm gonna tell you why I was telling this. I was watching an old gangster movie, you know, one of the old gangster movies, you know, and these gangsters came to, I can't remember the name of the movie, but you know, it was a zillion of those movies back in the day, you know, like this movie with George Raff and all those guys, you know, and the guy comes up to one guy and goes, hey man, the boss want to see you, these two guys, and the guy was like, hey man, I'll see the boss on my time or something like that, you know, I'll tell him I'll be there. And they was like, no man, the boss wants to see you now. And then the guy still didn't want to go, so they pulled out a slapjack and hit the dude on top of the head, knocked him out, and took him to the boss. So I just thought that was so cool. So I get back to, I go back to work, and I go in the dressing room, and I'm talking to guys, and I'm like, man, if I have gimmick, man, I had a slapjack, and I'd take it out and knock the shit out of somebody, man, whenever I'm in trouble, you know, like that. And everybody was just laughing, you know, and stuff like that. So I don't know if somebody in the office heard it. I don't know. And the next thing I know, Doug Dillinger, who was our head of security, he was like, hey, man, they told me you'd make you a slapjack. Like, what? So he had this stuff. He would cut this cardboard and stuff out, and he was taping it all up with black tape and stuff like that and make it look like a handle. Here you go. How you like this? And I'm like, where this come from? He's like, well, no, they told me to get this for you. That's what I don't know if I've ever told that story, but that's where the slapjack came from. Yeah. So I made myself two more, and I got one left that I keep. I got one left that I keep. It's just a memento to myself. I got one. I had three. Where the other ones went, I don't know. But that's all it is cardboard and tape. You make it look like a, you know, like that with a little handle on it, crush it in, then tape it up real good. So when you hit somebody, it makes a sound like, I remember you telling that story. Okay, real cool. So I did tell the story, but yeah, that's where it came from. I know you're very well spoken and no nonsense opinionated. Don't hold back person. So with that I just wonder. I want to know what are your thoughts on Ahmed Johnson not being in the Hall of Fame? Also known. Well, that's the thing, man. When it comes to the Hall of Fame, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even keep up with who's in the Hall of Fame and who's not. It's a lot of people that I thought was in the Hall of Fame. I never even thought about myself being in the Hall of Fame because that's just not where my mind is. You know, when my mind is never about pro wrestling. I always got something else going on. And I'll catch wrestling here and there. But I never think about wrestling like fans do. I think about wrestling from a business or artistic point of view when I'm thinking about it or talking about it or something like that. And being outspoken about something has nothing to do with Ahmed Johnson. I don't need to be outspoken to give an opinion about the Hall of Fame because, with all due respect, I really don't know what the criteria is to get in the fucking Hall of Fame. And I'm in it. I really don't know what the criteria is because there's a lot of people, even on this show, I've had conversations with people about Hall of Fame, people that I thought was in the Hall of Fame. And then somebody come on the show like Matthew or like Calcutta or some of these other guys that follow me. And they go, Stevie, he's not in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, really? He's not? I didn't even know. I had no idea. So if you think Ahmed Johnson should be in the Hall of Fame, that's great. But I think a lot of people should be in the Hall of Fame. Why they're not? Bro, I have no idea. I don't know what the criteria is. I wish I did. You know, like we can look at other sports and we knew who the players were in basketball. You know who the players are. If you keep up with baseball, if you keep up with football, there's certain people in the NFL that not in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, brother, that guy should have been in the Hall of Fame. And then the guy dies or something like that. Then they'll put him in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, why wasn't that guy in the Hall of Fame? Like Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson in the 70s. If you think about the Hall of Fame, if you look at a decade of the 70s, I think Drew came in 73, 74, something like that. For 10 years straight, it was 5 or 6 wide receivers in the NFL that you knew their first and last name because they was in the playoff every year and they make big plays every year. And Drew Pearson was one of them, but Drew Pearson wasn't in there. And Drew Pearson got better numbers than Lynn Swann. So why wasn't he in? Who didn't know Drew Pearson? Roger Staubach to Drew Pearson. So I don't know what the criteria is on that, but I'm like, other than the fact that Lynn Swann played with the Pittsburgh Steelers that went to 4 Super Bowls, well, Drew Pearson went to, 3 Super Bowls, I think. Well, he went 2 against Pittsburgh. He lost those. 1 against Denver. He won that one. So that's 3 appearances. So why wasn't he in? If you take all the top receivers from the 70s, Drew Pearson should have been in. Why is he just now getting in right now? It's crazy to me. So I don't know what the criteria is. So Kevin Young says, Butch Reed, Nasty Boy, Sid Vicious should be in the Hall of Fame. I agree with you. And if you hadn't told me, I know it now, but if people hadn't told me about things like that, I wouldn't know because I don't keep up with the Hall of Fame. I swear to God. When I went to do the induction for my brother was the first time I ever really paid attention to the Hall of Fame. First time. And I was like, okay. Then I went to another one after that. Then I vowed I'd never go to another WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. This shit damn near was so boring and sitting in this tight ass chair with a suit on and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh no, it's just killing me. And then I got called to go for myself. So that's how it goes. Mike Allstott isn't in the Hall of Fame. He was ready. I don't know. Those are good questions. But like I said, I don't know what the criteria is sometimes. What we look at is not what the people that regulate the Hall of Fame look at, whether it be wrestling or football. You just don't know, man. You just don't know. I wish I did. Stevie, did you happen to catch Pippen comments on Jordan dissing him? I don't think he was dissing him. Yeah, I caught it. RJ 123. You right about that. Yeah, Kush, I caught it. I think the man was telling the truth. Yeah, I think he was telling the truth. I don't. I wouldn't have put it in that context when he said, Jordan was trash or something like that. He was nothing, until we started winning. I wouldn't have put it like that. I would say, Jordan was a great player, but he was a selfish player. Not until he learned how to be a team player, and people like myself came along, then we start winning or something like that. I would have put it in more in that context, but I wouldn't have said he wasn't this, that, and the other. I wouldn't have said that. Brian says, I love Stephen A. He plays on General Hospital. He's horrible on General Hospital. Who's scared of Stephen A. Smith? Really? Trying to play some badass named Brick. If you walked up on Stephen A. Smith, would you really be afraid? Really? Does he really look like somebody that people go, I don't want to fuck with this guy? Really, bruh? Brick. Now, if Ray Dog played that role, I put out a few clips out there of me doing my stuff. Now, when Ray Dog came to town, baby, everybody was shaking in their booth like underdog when Riff Raff walked in. Yeah, that's how it was. Who would be scared of Stephen A. Smith, bro? Come on. I put women out there that'll whoop Stephen A. Smith ass. You kidding me? He's pretty tall. No, he's not. Where you get that from? He taller than people on television, sports television. When the real athletes get out there, you really see how tall he is. Man, come on. Stephen A. Smith can't whoop gnats out of his own ass. Come on, man. Would you seen Stephen A., you gonna be scared? I'd do him like Sylvester Stallone did them Bathos in that movie when Sylvester Stallone drove up in his car and the guy, hey, that's my parking spot, look what you doing. And Sylvester Stallone took the dude shirt pocket on the car and just ripped it off. That's when you scare somebody. Man, you better back your ass up, man. Get out of here. Talking about Stephen A. Smith playing Brick. Yeah, Brick. Sonny, I can get that for you. Give me a few days. Man, get out of here. That role gonna be canceled. That role is probably being canceled as we speak. Calcutta, I actually would like to see Nasty Boys. Me too. Ken Patera, I didn't know Ken wasn't in. Butch, I would love to see Butch in. Kamala, I didn't know Kamala wasn't in. The Midnight Express, I thought they were in. Well, that might be the Rock and Roll Express I'm talking about. I don't know, brother. I don't know how it works. You know. But anyway, guys, my main man is out there. There he is. Sonny, what's going on, brother?
I haven't talked to you for a while.
I was just telling the audience that.
Yeah, man. I was in New York, New Jersey, Baltimore.
Yeah. We were just talking about, people was asking me about people in the Hall of Fame, and I was letting them know, man, there's so many people that I thought was in the Hall of Fame that are not in the Hall of Fame, because I don't really keep up with it like fans do. The Hall of Fame been around since the, mid-2000s? And I'm thinking all these people in the Hall of Fame, and then people tell me that they're not, and I'm like, wow, it's so crazy.
What? Listen, end of the day, it's an honor, I think, to be recognized.
Right? It
You know,
is. It is. It
but
is.
at the same time, it's it was designed to fill in the time,
It was designed for what?
to fill the time. I mean, I think when they did the WrestleMania, the television company wanted more stuff, so more commercial they can sell. And I think this is what I understood anyway. So they wanted like
Okay.
another hour or 2 hours of the show day before or conjunction to WrestleMania weekend. and that's where the Hall of Fame idea came about. It's a great idea. Don't
Mm-hmm.
misunderstand me, but
Right.
it's too bad that it doesn't have a place. You know what I mean?
Well, I
It'd be nice.
understand that. I understand that as far as a way to get more sponsorship and sell more stuff. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, what I was talking about was
Yeah.
the criteria to get into the Hall of Fame.
Who knows what it
And
is?
like, I don't know. And that's what I'm telling the audience. I don't know what the criteria is because a lot of people that I thought really deserved to be in there, I thought was already in there because I don't keep up with it. All of those guys. I'm gonna tell you right now, the WWE starts a Hall of Fame committee. All those guys that put WWE up at the level of what they are back in the '80s, all those guys should be the first one to go in. All
Yeah.
of
I
them.
mean, is there a committee? I don't know how it's selected.
Now, Kush just said China for something uh should be in a long time ago. Yeah,
I
but
agree.
she had heat with the company, and they do the same thing with that in the NFL, NBA,
Mhm.
baseball. They do the same thing. You telling me Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? But it's a lot of people that get blackballed.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame
Is
before
what?
anybody.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second.
What's that?
Totally out of subject.
Okay.
The term blackball. It,
Hey, I never thought about it like that. Yeah.
is that
Yeah,
is
why
that
do
a
they say
racist thing?
blackball?
Yeah. Why is it a black ball? Why can't it be a white ball?
Yeah, or
Or
wipe
gray?
out. I don't
Yeah.
know,
What?
man. That I don't know. But I'm just
Well, it's same thing, right?
saying
Like
on the real.
blacklisted. The term
Right.
blacklisted, blackball.
Right.
It.
Right.
Who came up with that one? I would like to know. Somebody search that for me. I don't
Same
know what that means.
same people that came up with angel food cake.
I never thought of that one either. There's so many
Same
stuff
same
out there.
same
It's
same people
subtle.
that came up with same people that came up with an angel food cake and it's white, right?
Right. Like a devil's cake is black, right?
Yeah. Not
I'm
red.
just saying. How's that
Not
work?
red.
Is there kind of
Oh
a
no.
subtlety thing? I mean,
I
you
don't
know what I
know,
mean?
but I'm just saying, there's certain people that get blackballs, just like the Steiner brothers, and everybody's talking about Rick going in. And then they put him in as a tag team, but they should have been put him in. You know what I'm saying? They should have been put him in, and because they earned it. But Rick had so much heat up there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you got to wait for the heat to die down. But the thing with China, man, I mean, that was personal.
Yeah.
So who knows? That's personal against the people that own the company. So who knows if she'll ever get in?
Is Benoit in there or no?
No, no, he's not. Like like Real Cool just said, Pete Rose should be a first. But yeah,
No, yeah.
but he bet on baseball. You know,
There's a lot of
and
guys out there.
Barry Bonds. I know there are people in the Hall of Fame right now. I know this personally. This is no lie, Sonny.
Yeah.
I know there are people in the Hall of Fame that were drug users, performance enhancing drug users.
Sure.
Yes, I know this for a fact. I'm not going to call any names or anything like that. But if those people are in, and Barry Bonds never failed a drug test, everything that's been spread about Barry Bonds is through people, books, and the media, never from a medical physician. What about that, Sonny?
Well, that's what I mean. He's guilty by innuendos.
But it's other people that have flunked drug tests also.
Yeah.
But it might have not have came out to the public.
Well, I know.
So when you only thing I'm saying is this: if you're gonna blackball somebody, you got to be fair all the way across the board.
Maybe you shouldn't use that term no more.
Blackball?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because the baseball is white. So if you throw a black baseball, that means something's wrong,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Could be yellow ball. I don't know.
Now Ben just said Ken Griffey Jr. is in, and he admitted to steroid use. You might be right about that. I've never heard that about Ken Griffey Jr. To be honest. Calcutta looked that up for me, and see that Ken Griffey Jr. admit to using performance enhancing drugs. But the only thing I'm saying is this: how performance enhancing drugs only apply. How many people play baseball? 30 teams. How many people on a team? 25?
Yeah, at least 25.
25 to 30? How many people is that? Then you're talking about farm league guys and this, that, and the other. And why is it that the drug thing it only applied to 3 people? Because, Sonny, we already know in any sport, if you doing it, I'm going to do it. That's in any sport. If it's helping you, it's going to help me.
Well, look at
And
NFL.
you start a domino theory. How does it stop with 3 people? How does it start and stop with 3 people? That's insulting my intelligence.
Yeah.
Because if you got, like I said, it's 25, 30 people on the team, I really don't know. I don't follow baseball like I follow basketball and football.
Mm-hmm.
But you got 30 teams times 25 or 30, whatever that is, and you telling me only 3 guys, the shit only worked on 3 guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then what really pissed me off about baseball, well, Bennett said he's sure. Well, you can be sure about a lot of things. You can be sure about 400 people. But if it didn't make those 400 people into super athletes, then what's wrong? I'll tell you what's wrong. Can't no drug turn you into something superhuman. This ain't track and field. This is not swimming or things where your individual body determines whether you win or not. We're talking about a ball going 100 miles an hour and it's moving around like this. But you can take a drug and make you hit it. How that shit work? So Ben, if you're going to say things like that, please explain to me how that shit work. Because I've been around drugs, recreational drugs, performance enhancing drugs my whole entire life. And not one person out there listening to me or will be listening to this when we drop it or watching me right now on Facebook knows more than me when it comes to this subject. I promise you that. I promise you that. Not one. So when I listen to that bullshit on TV, I know it's a lie.
Well,
Hitting a baseball, hold on, Sonny. Hitting a baseball, you can't fucking take a drug and make you hit something moving 100 fucking miles an hour with a bat.
This is the hardest
consistently.
thing to do in sport.
It's the hardest thing to do in sports.
It's the hardest thing to do in sport.
You know what I'm saying? So if it's that easy, it shouldn't be 3 guys. It should be 50 fucking guys, right or wrong.
Right, correct. You're right. But you know, and I know. Did you ever use any gas when you were beefed up?
I tell people that all the time. I would always take Decadurabolin because it heals your body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Decadurabolin heals your body. When we on the road for fucking 300 days a year, what Deca does is heal your body.
Well, I know.
I was 200 and 80 pounds before I ever got in the fucking wrestling business.
Yeah.
I was bench pressing 450 pounds years before I ever got in the wrestling business. So I ain't never had a drug body. You ain't never seen me with a drug body.
Well, as you know, I was accused of using,
I don't know why.
Drug. What do you mean you don't know why?
You was accused of using ibuprofen. That's what you was accused of using.
Because you would give me all that headache.
But I'm just being honest. So many people are so unaware of all this shit because they listen to the fucking media.
I know.
They even saying LeBron James is doing drugs now. I even read that. Yeah, I even read that. So at the end of the day, when you had that race, that home run race, you remember this
Oh,
between
look,
Barry Bonds,
sure.
huh?
Look at all the money that Major League Baseball made money off that.
But that's my point. How you gonna benefit from this? Because you remember they had to strike, and
Yeah.
in 1 year they didn't even play. These guys come back, put baseball back on the map, and make people really
Forget
interested
about
in a
that.
sport
Right. Yeah.
that they wasn't even interested in anymore.
Yep.
And Mark McGwire, who hit 48 home runs as a rookie, like in 86 or 87. He hit 40 something home runs. So you telling me all of a sudden I'm 10 years in the league and I got worse?
I know.
And when I was 21, I showed you I could hit home runs then. Now I know all the pitchers. I know each and every one of you like to do. You know what I'm saying? It's so
Right.
much that goes into playing baseball. You know, my older brother had a baseball scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So I knew a little bit about it from listening to him. You know, baseball and football and academic. My older brother, who's my older brother, high school valedictorian, all state in baseball, all state in football, and valedictorian, and had scholarships in all of them.
Wow.
And
That's
then
what
graduated,
smart.
and then a political science major. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm just saying. Oh, I don't talk. You know, I don't like talking about stuff like that. But I'm just letting you know how I know certain things about certain things. My brother is not some Johnny come lately dumbass. Put it like that.
No, clearly.
If you see what I'm saying. So when he talks about shit, he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
That's
You
what
don't get to and then graduated college in 3 years.
Wow.
So when he talks about baseball, which that was his deal, when he talks about it, he breaks it down. And he breaks it down scientifically. You know what I'm saying? How the human body works, this, that, and the other, and how, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into baseball, but I'm a listen. Because, like my mother always told me, boy, when you don't know something, shut your mouth and listen. That's what I do. So what I'm saying is, they demagogue these guys, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying they wasn't taking anything. What I'm saying is, whatever they were taking, why does it work so good on these motherfuckers and these regular jabronis? You just still a regular fucking guy. How that work?
Yeah. Should
Now
work on
running
everybody,
100
right?
meters, huh?
Should work on everybody.
Brother, you got to have your hand. How does drugs make your hand-to-eye coordination better? How does that work? There's no scientific study. There's been no scientific study on long-term effects of performance-enhancing drugs as it pertains to baseball. Did you know that?
No, I would think I don't know how you would even hint it, except make you stronger in a sense that your muscle mass.
But this is the thing. Hitting a baseball does not take a lot of strength.
Right. It's a hand-eye
If that's
coordination and timing,
if that's the case, I put a bodybuilder on the baseball thing, and he should hit it out the park every goddamn time. Then, right?
Right. Yeah.
You ever heard of Jose Altuve? Little bitty guy that played right here in Houston.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy ain't but 5 foot what? 5'6", 100 and something pounds, and he knocking them out every year.
Yeah.
So how that work?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, since we're on the subject. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When they use that analogy in baseball, and I want everybody out there that's listening to me, Calcutta, Hitman, all of y'all, listen to me. The last time a man hit over 400 was Ted Williams. The only person that got close was Rod Carew. I think Rod Carew ended up with 370 or 380, somewhere in there, okay? So if you're going to use that same principle, that performance-enhancing drugs can make you hit a home run, before you hit a home run, you must first hit the ball, right or wrong?
Clearly.
Okay. So why during this so-called era of performance enhancing, why didn't somebody hit 420?
Yeah, I don't think I don't know how that performance enhancing steroid in this case, I guess, but I don't know how that helps except the fact that makes you stronger, but it's not going to help you hit the ball.
But what drugs do, Sonny, is make you feel better, especially at a older age.
Mm.
That is why you can go to the doctor and he will prescribe them for you. Now, I can understand that, okay? I can
Mm-hmm.
understand that when the league says using performance enhancing. Because if a guy 35, 36, 37, you know, and you've been playing baseball since you was a teenager, it's hard to get up out the bed at that age. You know what I'm saying? In any sport. In any sport. So if they're taking it for that, that's one thing, but that still does not enhance your skill level. Okay, back in the 80s, the 70s and 80s, the guys took uppers,
Yeah,
greenies. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah,
speed. That's
yeah.
speed. Which one is more detrimental for you? The guys that were taking speed and they've admitted to it, and we act like that shit never existed.
Right.
Or the
Yeah.
guys that's taking something to make them feel better, because speed ain't never make nobody feel nothing. Why you think it was so many junkies and alcoholics back in the day?
Hmm.
What do you think? You don't look at how many baseball, basketball, football players were straight up junkies, man. Because that's what they took to go out and play the game. What about that, Sonny? What
Yeah.
about that, Matthew? Wait a minute. Tony Gwynn hit 394 one year. Okay. Well, so he beat out Rod Carew. I forgot about Tony Gwynn. But if you see if you see what I'm saying, it's like, let's ignore this, and then let's take these guys and demagogue them after everybody then got rich.
I
How
know
you
it,
gonna
right?
get rich off the shit, charging $1 zillion for a commercial when these guys on TV, and then after everything over and done with, you take them up to Congress and they got to testify? You kidding me, Sonny?
Yeah, I know, man. It's all BS. It's
So when they do it to Shohei Ohtani, don't say nothing.
no. Don't bring the Japanese boy into it.
Yeah, I'm bringing him in it. I don't know what he brought from Japan. I don't
Few
know what he
rice,
brought.
just few rice and fish. That's it.
Yeah. You don't know either. You don't know what them young Japanese boys doing. You don't know. Don't try to act like you know just because you Japanese.
No, but that boy's dad was a coach. It's called Shonen Yaku.
Okay.
He'd been playing baseball since his dad was a coach, and that's all he'd been doing all his life.
Ben said method don't make you feel better. No, it doesn't. Yeah,
You know,
but I had to bring this up to you.
what's more impressive about Otani?
What's that?
Well, we don't have them big all round eyes to see the balls. It's
You
much more
still got the.
difficult. It's much more difficult to see the ball coming. We don't have the hereditary
That's
round
bullshit.
eyeballs like.
That's bullshit.
you,
That's bullshit.
I'm trying to give the man a prop.
You know,
It's more difficult for Japanese than
dog.
baseball.
His eyes are bigger than most Japanese guys.
Well, that's why he can hit him.
You know.
But he is a phenom, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving it to him. I'm just saying,
I
man,
hope. I hope they
to
will
be
find
great.
out that he was. I doubt he is. He's one of the real legit nice, far as we know. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I a lot of times, a lot of people do stuff just because other people are doing it and they don't need it.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's happened so many times. They didn't need it. Like you got Justin Gatlin, who got busted. You know, he won the
Yeah, I
100
remember.
meters in the Olympics
400 meter guy. Yeah.
yeah, in 2004. Then a couple years after that, he got busted on performance enhancing drugs for like a couple of years. Then he came back and he was one of the best sprinters out there, the only guy that was giving Usain Bolt a run for his money. So at the end of the day, he never needed the drugs. He just thought he did at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize with these athletes, it's so much money involved.
Yeah.
It's so much money involved.
Well,
Now I'm not,
it's
huh?
one of those things. That would you so ask yourself these questions. If you're one of
Okay,
those guys on a bubble, right? You're 20 some years old, young 20-year old,
right.
whatever the field you may be,
Okay,
whatever, any field of
okay,
athletic that pays.
right.
But if you knew this drug you take, this, it's gonna make you 10% better than you are
Got you.
now.
Got
Okay?
you.
Would you but you know it's gonna be but if you know it was gonna be detriment to your health 10 years from now,
Right.
how many guys would take that
Take
enhancement
that
drug?
chance. Yeah.
Because in 5 years you can make all that money. In other words, would you sell yourself, your future, for that 5 years of
I hear exactly what you're saying, but when you're young and you really not don't have any wisdom on everything,
no, you don't.
everything seems right to you
Yeah, yeah, and
because you don't think about the aftermath. You don't think
right,
about the aftermath of an accident until the accident happens.
right. Well,
If
yeah,
that makes sense. Like
yeah. No,
Mystified just said, Vegeta took every rod in the book and didn't help him against Fedor. Been a lot of them in combat sports, especially in boxing. Every time somebody flunked a boxing drug test, he got his fucking head knocked off. I'm serious. Every time they caught somebody in boxing that was taking forms of drugs, they was picking his ass up off the floor and putting him in a fucking taxi cab and bringing him over to the general hospital to wake him up.
problem is with a lot of boxer who use enhancement drug is that you take way too much punishment.
Well, but what if you're a top guy?
I know, man.
But a lot of people, well, what I'm saying, Shane Mosley was caught. He was in the Balco thing. Marion Jones, she was in the Balco thing. All these people were. And a lot of people don't know. When I was working on the radio, KCOH radio, I did a whole segment where people was calling in, always debating me about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. And so many people was calling in telling me about Manny Pacquiao was taking drugs and this, that, and the other, and that's why he knocks people out, this, that, and the other. So, I got very short patience with the ill-informed. That's the word I'm going to use because the real word I want to use would be, detrimental to people's intelligence right now. But I got short patience for the ill-informed. So I went and did my research. Well, Ray Dog, that's what I've been doing for the last 2 months, baby. I'm doing research on my book. So I'm not the guy that you tell something and I don't know. I'm gonna go do my due diligence and find out what's what. Well, guess what? The person that put that rumor out about Manny Pacquiao doing steroids was Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. And do you know Manny Pacquiao sued Floyd Mayweather and they settled out of court? Did you know that? But guess why they settled out of court? Because Manny Pacquiao attorneys had went to Floyd Mayweather's attorneys and said, we want all of you guys back information on every drug test he ever took. That's when they settled. So what does that mean, Sonny? Well, I'll tell you what it means. That's why I started doing my digging. And then guess what I found out? And then I came on KCOH radio and told all them suckers that been out there questioning what Stevie Ray knows. Now I'm about to tell you what Stevie Ray knows. and I gave them word by word. I found it, baby. I do. So people don't know. I know people in Vegas. You dig what I'm saying? People don't know. You remember Smitty? You remember Smitty? Nah, you probably don't remember Smitty. He probably wouldn't even talk. He probably wouldn't even talk to you. But he talked to people like me. You know what I'm saying? He talked to people like me. Smitty, he's been a radio guy in Vegas for years. His last name is Smith, so they call him Smitty. You know what I'm saying? And he's a boxing guy. You know what I'm saying? For the papers and the blogs and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, Smitty is a good friend of mine. And just like when Bernstein and Woodward were giving advice about from Deep Throat to go look this place, maybe somebody did old Ray Dog like that. What about that, Sonny? And you know what I found out? I never said it on this show, but what I found out was that the very person that was making them allegations had flunked 3 drug tests. Yes.
That makes sense.
The very person that was making those allegations toward Pacquiao, I'm not going to call his name, had flunked 3 drug tests in Nevada. Yes. And not only that, one of his major sponsors, when he was coming up, owned 27 clinics. And guess what those clinics did?
Gave him a little.
No. What the clinics? What I'm just asking you, what kind of clinics do you think they were? Put it like, maybe that's a better question. What kind of clinics do you think those were?
Probably a sports medicine, right? No, what was it?
Clinics where people go for their youth. You ever heard of clinics like that?
For youth?
Youth.
What is it?
Yeah, where you go when you become an older man, you go to these clinics and they help you.
Oh, stay young.
Which they help you with your fertility. Yes.
Yeah.
27 of them. And you know what they give you at those clinics.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, one of his main sponsors, a guy owned 27 of those. What about that?
Yeah, it's kind of adds up, doesn't it?
Well, no, Ray Dog had everything done. I wish I could find my notes, bro. I wish I could find my notes, and I read all of this stuff off on the radio. And guess what? I shut everybody up. Shut them all up. Because they didn't know who they was talking to. I'm not some Johnny come lately that just been around doing, pushing a wheelbarrow. That ain't me. I've been out here in the business doing this, around this. How many people do you know to sit down and have a conversation with Muhammad Ali? How many? Other than me?
Me?
Okay, you. He probably shook your hand from across the petition or something like that. Okay, I give you that.
No, he tried to pick a fight with me in North Korea. I told you that. He did. We're walking back from Bleaky Dozan's grave.
Okay.
And I see somebody I feel this in the back of my head. I go, motherfucker, I turn around. Ali's jabbing me in the back of my head.
Okay, I give you that.
Yeah,
but the only thing I'm saying is this. Getting back to the subject. You see how people are so ill-informed on shit because they believe everything they see on the media. Troy right here saying Mayweather is the GOAT. Yeah, Billy GOAT. But at the end of the day, did you just see what I posted, what Mike Tyson just said about him? 50-0. And people dumb enough, idiot enough, imbecilic enough to think 50-0 wins against flat-footed Hispanic fighters after he becomes the name of boxing makes you great. You know what makes you great? When you go up against somebody that's great. Greatness. Iron sharpens iron. Steel sharpens steel. So if you go up against people that's less qualified than you and they style cannot fuck with your style, you ain't great. You just better than the guy that you fought. But to the ill-informed and the dumbest of the dumb and the stupidest of the stupid, I will let you guys believe that. It is what it is. So that's real talk, Sonny. So they didn't have me on the radio. They didn't have me on the radio. These people, they got people in the studio that couldn't do this, but I did it. So what does that say about me, Sonny?
I mean, you know what? You always been a straight guy, though. That's why people like to talk to you. You know,
I'm gonna tell it like it is, bro.
But and at the same time, though, you don't talk out of your ass. You know, you do your research.
Right.
You know, you're one of the intelligent guy, well read, and you do your research before you tackle a subject. So,
and that's what's wrong with this. That's what's wrong with this world, Sonny. We all believe what the mainstream media or what some blog or what some numbskull says, and we take it and run with it.
Well, you know what? What's really interesting is that we all done it, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. But you got to get to a point where, hey, wait a minute.
Well, you know about the later thing about that lady, I forget her name, the former wrestler who's suing everybody.
A wrestler, a female?
Yeah, suing everybody, including Rock, for like
Medusa?
$3 billion.
Oh, yeah, I heard about her. I don't know her.
No, I don't know her either. But anyway, she works at, I think, Impact or something.
Right, yeah.
But she's suing everybody, right? I mean, Department of Human Services to Rock to, everybody for $3 billion.
My boy Hitman says Kurt Angle's former girlfriend.
Well, is it really?
Rock, I was about to say Rocka Khan. Is that her name?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Rocka Khan? Yeah, Hitman them just told me. I heard about that, but I don't know who she is. I'm not familiar with her.
Well, people are so messed up because the Disney cut back on some of the project they were doing with Rock.
Right.
So now they're saying, well, because he was named on this suit, Disney cut back. No, one had nothing to do with the other.
Okay.
The Rock is still doing a movie with a couple of projects, but I think one of the movies got cut with the Black Adams.
Well, what does she have to do with that?
Well, no, she came out publicly that she's suing all these people,
right?
For kidnapping and child
kidnapping.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Rock and them dealt with her back in the day.
Yeah,
they had a fling or something.
Yeah, they're saying all these people were involved and conspiracy to kidnap and
Kron says she was a muscular yak. I got to look her up. They say she's on TNA right now. I got to look. Is she black girl?
I don't know.
She black chick?
I don't know. I just heard this today, and what was really funny is because as you know, you history and wrestling. I'm in my history. So people coming at me, what do you think about that Rock?
Hitman says she's a black chick. I don't know her.
And I'm going like, man, it's just I can file a lawsuit tomorrow. You can file a lawsuit.
That's true.
Doesn't mean it's it doesn't mean it's true or any validity to it.
Real Cool said, yep, Disney cut The Rock because I guess cut back on The Rock because Black Adam failed at the box office. Well, man, he's bound to have something to finally fail, man. Right, because buddies of mine that seen Black Adam didn't like it, but all of them can't be good. Hell, John Wayne didn't make all good. Well, maybe John Wayne did make all good movies. I don't know. I don't know. But Denzel done had a few movies that didn't do so well. But
the point I'm making is one have nothing to do with the other.
I got you.
But people coming after me over last weekend and stuff. Have you heard about Rock getting sued by child crossing, child kidnapping? And I'm going,
that shit ain't going nowhere.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Right.
And anybody can sue anybody. And
that's true.
She sued like 40 different entities. So I don't know how much. Like I'm not saying. But I don't know how much validity there is.
Now, I got to read this. Mystified just said, Rock can't act. He just the Rock in every film. Mystified, you can say that about every actor in Hollywood. But let's take the let's take the people that have come out of sports and put The Rock acting skills up against them. You think The Rock can act better than Stone Cold Steve Austin? You think The Rock can act better than Ted DiBiase Jr.? You think The Rock can act better than John Cena?
John Cena, yeah.
I said, you think The Rock can act better than Hulk Hogan? You see what I'm saying? You don't have to be a great actor to be a movie star. It's a difference. A great actor.
It has a lot to do with name recognition.
Well, yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is,
and what you expect. I expect Rock to play like.
Well, he's not doing Shakespeare.
No, I don't expect him.
So what I'm saying is, how do you critique acting if you're not doing theatrical acting?
Yeah, and not only that, we as a fan expect Rock to play certain part and expect to see him.
Yeah, big budget. He's a big budget movie star guy now. He's an action. He's an action figure, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger was.
Yeah.
But we got to realize when The Rock first came into movies, he was doing stuff like The Pacifier. He was doing stuff like Be Cool. Now you telling me he couldn't act in those movies? Because those wasn't action movies.
Yeah, he
Let me see what I'm saying.
He played a Tooth Fairy.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So when you critique someone's acting, don't critique them on the big budget, action stuff. You critique them on whether they can do comedy. You can critique them on whether they can do drama, things of that nature.
Well, remember when Stallone first came out? Everybody gave him shit. He just plays the same guy all the time.
But that's the thing. People don't know this about Sylvester Stallone. This guy is a real thespian that studied in Switzerland and stuff. This ain't no people think actors are people that walk off the fucking street. This man been acting since he was a little child.
Studied.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a thespian.
Right.
Why do you think he can write movies and stuff like that so good? He is a trained thespian, regardless what his voice sounds like. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the first movie. That's just the first movie people seen him in.
Yeah, you remember how they critiqued him?
No, what I'm saying. Well, you're talking about the general public. What I'm saying, the people in the business knows this is a real thespian.
Right.
We are the fans. We don't know because we're ignorant to that business. Just like pro wrestling. I'm no Johnny come lately. If you judge Stevie Ray by what the fuck you see him in the ring doing or how he does the interview, that's not me. That's a character that I play. And then when people really get to know me, they go, oh, man, I know you like that. Of course you don't. Because I wouldn't have made a dime being this guy.
Well, except Ric Flair. Except Ric Flair. Ric Flair is the guy.
Not everybody, but yeah, you see, yeah, exactly. But The Rock built up a career of movies from Mummy, Scorpion King. You got to realize one of those was more CGI than anything, Calcutta. That guy put a lot of work into his acting. You could see that when he was wrestling. You could see his persona was better than everybody else's. I was just trying to explain that to a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. He got the look. You got to realize he didn't even have all the muscles and stuff like he got now back then. Remember that when he did Be Cool and all this stuff? He wasn't a big muscular guy then. And they were still putting him in movies because he could pull it off. He could pull it off. He ain't Sir Laurence Olivier, but he ain't no Stone Cold Steve Austin or Hulk Hogan either. They put them guys in big boy movies. It's like, okay, this is like fucking watching. I like the movies, but for their performances, anybody could have did them.
Yeah, I think the difference is that like Hulk and those guys, they play themselves, the character from the wrestling persona. They play that on the television in film. You know what I mean? They're not, and we're expecting Stone Cold Steve Austin to be like the character that we know from the wrestling. TV show.
Because he doesn't have that range. And the people making the movies know he doesn't have that range either. Rock has range, which means he can play other things outside of being the action hero guy. He's proved that.
His comedy skills pretty damn good.
Really good.
I think so. Yeah.
Really good. I have to agree with you on that. And that's no knock on all these other guys. I'm just saying, just because Randy Orton, he did a movie, just because you was in a movie, man, that don't mean that people gonna really pay big money to come see you. When people
Steve,
pay big money to come see you, you're doing something right.
Stevie, you did a movie? Did you do a
I've done
movie?
I've done a few movies.
Can
What you
I
talking
can I
about?
can I get it at the? Do I have to go to like any kind of R movie theater to go get it or X rated or anything? Stevie, that's Houston.
No, brother.
No,
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 brother. No.
no, no. Stevie Ray does Houston.
Hey, man, I'm a real thespian.
Okay, what? Give me a movie. Do you win?
I do movie clips all the time on the show. You just don't pay attention.
No, apparently I don't. Just give me a title so I can look it up, go rent it, do whatever. Give me one.
Give you a title.
Yeah, give me a title of the movie you were in.
There's a few of them.
Well, just give me one.
Well,
The best part that you were
one
in.
TV series I was in. You know something, man? I can't think of the movies off the top of my head now.
Come on.
I just I
Not
just
even if you
posted one on.
bullshit me.
I just posted a scene that I did on social media last week.
Well,
Yeah, I can't think of
no.
the name. I can't think of the name of the TV. It was a TV series.
Oh, it was TV series.
Yeah, it was on streaming
Oh,
on
okay.
one of the Christian streaming.
Oh, Christian Streamline. It wasn't
Yeah,
like one life channel.
something like that. But it's streaming though. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? It's a Christian streaming outlet. I
well,
can't think of the name of it. Man, you
would
know I don't get into all that. Man, just send me the check.
just send me the check.
You know what I'm saying? Eh, I'm on set at this time for this many hours. That's really kind of all I. Then they sent me some pictures. Then they sent me a couple of clips of my fight scene and stuff like that. And that's all it was, man. I mean, come on, man.
I was in a movie.
I know you were. I saw you in the movie, in in a fucking kung fu movie or some shit.
It was a kung fu movie.
Yeah, yeah. I saw you in there. I saw you in the movie. Yeah, you didn't know. I never told you that. I said, damn, that looked like Sonny. That looked like
Yeah.
a
Yes.
young youthful Sonny.
Very useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I start, I have to dye my hair.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Me and my brother saw it.
Booker T saw it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta tell him next time. I gotta get on
Yeah,
my.
we thought it. I can't remember what was the name. What was the name of that movie?
Uh, uh, it was released initially as the Black Pearl,
Okay.
not the Breakers, um, but it was then it was released in U.S. as Fearless Tiger.
Oh, okay.
You know who was in it?
Who
Jamie
else?
Farr from MASH.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bolo Young from Enter the
Bolo.
Dragon.
Right.
He was in it.
Right. Bolo did about 1,000 movies.
I know. He was just. We went to Hong Kong, film. Put his got a spot in it as a teacher. So so we could use his name. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Starring Bolo Young from
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Bolo been around a long time, man.
I played the Hong Kong cop. That was a stretch for me playing the Chinaman.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
I don't know.
Why is that? Don't you
I'm a
have the
Japanese
You
guy.
got to get their mannerisms and stuff down.
Yeah.
Just get with a Chinese guy, and he'll teach you all the mannerisms and stuff like that. And you just do them. You got a lot of Chinese guys. I'm looking at a lot of Chinese movies, and they have these Chinese guys playing Japanese guys.
I
First thing
know.
they first thing they put on them is some fucking long black, super black hair.
Yeah. You know
You
what I
know what I'm
love
saying? What's
doing the
that?
World War II. Like a post-war or doing a war movie like 1940s and 50s. They, they all the movie that was made, kind of propaganda movie.
Uh huh.
Japanese war movies. They're the heels, and
Mm-hmm.
but most of those actors were played by Chinese.
Right.
So
Okay.
when I see it, when the Chinese guy try to speak Japanese,
Right.
I'm going, man, that's a real bad accent, man. Shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
It's like my perspective is, man, she's clearly, man, the Chinese shit.
All right. Wow.
But anyway,
Because it's like well, back in the day, all the kung fu movies came out of, like you said, Taiwan and stuff like
oh
that,
yeah, yeah,
and Hong
Hong Kong,
Kong and
Taiwan,
stuff
yeah.
like that. They were on top of that stuff first.
And
You know,
if you watch all the Bruce Lee movies from China, or for that matter, kung fu movie in general, the Japanese are always the heel.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
all the kung fu movies, the
oh
Japanese is
yeah,
always the bad guys.
always the bad guys.
You know what I'm saying? Coming in, we will come in and take over this town. You know, you
That
know,
dirty Chinese.
yeah, I will send back to Japan and get some more help. Oh yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize it back then that the Japanese guys was the bad guy.
Well, you
But
told
they always got the Chinese guys always have their traditional T-shirt with
right.
the
Yeah,
pants
that
that
little
you
white
tie.
beater, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little and have a little coat over his shoulder
Right.
and the little flat shoes. But the Japanese guys come in, and they always looking all pissed off, and they got they stuff. It's more the Japanese garb. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? With
traditional
the
shit.
big, with
Yeah.
the big, with the
The
big
big
stuff down here.
agama, the little
I guess
skirt
that's
that
what they
they
call them.
wear. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple of swords. One thing about the Japanese guy, he got to kick a sword with him everywhere he go. He
Right.
ready to cut somebody. You know what I'm saying? They had a swords back here or
Back,
something like that.
back here.
Yeah.
But
So you could tell.
you told me a while back on the show itself. You told me you used to go to them like midnight kung fu series.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's when I started to see. Well, I'm gonna be honest, and this is no knock on anybody. When you're young, man, and you don't know Asian culture,
Sure.
or not so much as Asian culture, but Oriental culture, you just think everybody is the same.
See that
If you're
now
from here,
now I just want you to know you just admitted that lady who ran you over with her Cadillac on your motorcycle. I see you
I
said
wasn't,
they
I
all look
wasn't,
the
I
same.
wasn't young then. I wasn't young then, and I could tell the difference between the two.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, I could.
No, you
Don't you try to put that. Don't try to stick that in my mouth.
you just
Don't you try to
admitted
change
that
it.
you didn't know the difference.
Oh no, man, that lady was Japanese if she was anything. Probably one of your relatives that came over here before you did.
Yeah, let's find
Oh
Stevie.
no, you probably this was in the 80s. So you was here then. You was
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I was here.
Yeah, lady driving a big Cadillac.
Looking over the
Driving,
dashboard like this.
yeah. And I'm blowing my horn. Not only that she can't see, she can't hear either. So how you get a driver's license? And then you go buy the biggest goddamn car on the market.
I know
What's
it.
with that, Sonny?
Well, we have to. My wife will tell you. We have to come. We have to kind of. You know,
Yeah, your wife is
we have to
tall
kind of
though.
we have to
Your
kind of
wife is
balance
tall.
at the
She can see
sides.
over the, huh?
Well, you have to kind of balance at the sides. That's why I have
You
a
know,
tall 6 foot
I'm
wife.
beep, beep, beep.
She don't see nothing. She's like this.
I can see an old man looking at me like, all right, yeah, yeah, oh no, hit the
Don't
brakes.
stop. It's a
Yeah, he hit the
bypass.
gas,
Don't
man.
stop.
He told her to hit the button, get the hell out of here, man. Oh, brother, they lucky my bike was messed up. Because I would have followed them to their house. I would have followed them to their house and I would have beat her husband up.
Her husband didn't do nothing.
Huh?
Her
He
husband
didn't
didn't.
do nothing. He probably was the one that told her, it's okay to get over now. He probably was the one that told her that. And she was listening to him without looking in the mirror. Ran your boy off the road.
You got to be careful. There's a lot of Asian
I
kids
don't even
here.
go. I don't even go in that part of town no more. They done bought up everything.
Listen to you.
They done bought up everything. I used to live over there. They done bought, Sonny, this is no lie. I'm not lying to you right now, bro. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. At first, it was just a couple of streets. Now it's the whole area. They got their own politicians and everything, their own banks, everything, man. Grocery stores, they took it over. My Dooney just said Bel Air. He know what I'm talking about. Now, this before you get to Bel Air, Dooney, but not too far from it. He know what I'm talking about. Well, they got the Asian names and the regular English names on the streets at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We lost you, Sonny. Sonny, I don't think it's on my end because I got a full segment.
Oh, yeah. You back.
Yeah. We lost you for a second. Yeah, do need know what I'm talking about. Running people off the road and don't even assist. What if I was really hurt? What if I didn't have the agility that I had, that I knew how to take a tumble, from all of my vast training? You know what I'm saying? All of my vast training, I knew how to take a tumble.
You know what the
Huh?
You know what the Asian man said to his wife? Don't worry.
What?
They're great athletes. They're fine. they can dunk a basketball. No problem.
That's cold, man. That's cold. I can't even believe you admit to something like that, bro. I swear to God. I can't even admit to something like that.
That'll be a line in a movie. You know what I mean? Don't worry, honey. He's a big black man. They can dunk a basketball.
Yeah. They should put that in a movie because that's what happened.
Yeah.
What I was hoping that it was right before a light. I was hoping that the traffic caught him. But the light turned green and they kept going. But first they stopped. Then they seen me get up and then homeboy hit the button.
Yeah,
I thought he had nitrous oxide on the car. It took off so fast.
They looked at you and says, "He's up. See, I told you, honey. No problem."
I was like, then these Mexican guys in a pickup truck behind me, they pulled over and they were like, "Hey man, you okay? You okay? You want us to go after him, man?" And I was like, "Nah, man. Can y'all help me with my motorcycle, man?" And they helped me with my bike. Yeah, Sonny, I never forget it. You don't care. You just like him. You don't even care.
We should write a movie about it. That's got to be a segment in the movie.
Yeah, you don't even care, man. I figured that.
No. Hey.
You're going to protect your own.
I don't even know if they're mine. What do you mean?
Well, I'm telling you they're yours. What's wrong with that? Oh, if two black people ran you off the road, you're not going to say, "Hey, Stevie, it was two black people ran me off the road. Two African Americans. Not real Africans, African Americans." That's what you would tell me. You can tell the difference, can't you?
But yes, there's many tribes in Africa. I wouldn't say, "Hey, these freaking Ethiopian black dudes ran me over." You'd be specific. You said the Japanese lady and husband ran me over.
I could tell from the garb that they had on. See that? Yeah. I could tell by what the dude had on, dog.
They didn't have no Japanese flag waving on their antenna.
They didn't have no flag, but I can tell by how the way. See, the Japanese people dress totally different from the Koreans and the Vietnamese and the Chinese. They dress totally different, bro. I know, man. I'm from that part of town. I know. You gonna tell me what I know? I'm from that part of town, bro.
All right. Okay. Next time I'm gonna give you a test. I'm gonna dress certain ways, and I'm gonna say, okay, what nationality am I wearing? Is it Japanese? Is it Korean?
But you got to realize something. I was around those cultures all the time back then. I saved my money and I got out of that area, man, because I seen how those people were. You dig what I'm saying? I seen how those people were. I saved my money and I got out of that area. So I maybe I'm not as astute on it as I used to be. So I'm just being honest.
All right. I'll let you go.
I'm just being honest.
All right, I'll give it to you. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just telling the truth, man. I don't trust you. If somebody attacked somebody while they at church, dog, I'm just being honest. I can't trust them. That lady ran me off the road just like Pearl Harbor. Didn't even care.
Why do you have to bring the Pearl Harbor into it? Jesus.
They should have a little empathy. Say, General, I think we'll.
while she's running you over and goes, "See that black man on a motorcycle? He looked like that cook that shut down our Zero in that movie we just saw."
And guess what my bike was?
It was Kawasaki.
Suzuki.
Well, that's probably why. That's probably why they ran the ass over. Look
Why?
at that black man riding the Japanese bike.
Well, they should want them, for
It's just that right.
in foreign trade. That's a part of foreign trade. They should want the Americans buy more Japanese stuff than anybody on earth.
Well, he ran you over and broke your bike. You gotta go get another one.
And guess what he was driving? Guess what he was driving?
They're driving a Cadillac.
Cadillac.
That's right. We're trying to help your country. So we're even.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't never forgot it, bro. I ain't never forgot it.
You and I need to write a fictional movie based on our experience. Perspective of I told you my first, and and then we'll, every time we talk about
Right.
it and our experience reminds me. I told you before that my very first friend I made was a big black dude named 7th grade and when I first came to this country, Leslie DeVoe.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, he was a big black man. I think I told you, big black boy. He's the one who showed me how to do this.
Right.
Go tell the teacher, fuck you.
Right. I hope you didn't do it.
I did. Came back in from recess, stood behind her. She was taking a roll call. And I had got my finger all ready, make sure I was right. Make sure I had it straight.
Right.
I had it right like this. And I said, she turned around, Mrs. Boko, that was her name. She turned around and looked at me and I said, fuck you. She grabbed me and took me to the principal's office. That was the first.
Oh my God.
Because when I did it on the recess, everybody just laughed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I go, oh, this is the magic fucking signal.
Right.
So,
You didn't know, man. You live and learn.
Yeah, that's it.
You live and learn. Well, I tell you what, man.
He became one of my good friends, though.
Yeah,
when I was in DeVoe, nobody bothered me.
You ever tried to look him up on Facebook?
No. I mean, I tried to find him, but yeah, a while back. But
one of my best friends in junior high.
Yeah.
I think I told you about that. And
was he a Japanese kid?
No, I would threw him out the window if he was Japanese. No, I didn't have any Asian kids in my junior high. I had Asian kids when I went to senior high.
Yeah.
I didn't have any. If it was, I don't remember them. I'm quite sure it was some. Probably was some. Well, this is Houston. You know what I'm saying? So, like I told you, we got probably the biggest Asian community in this part of the country.
It has a real big Chinese and Korean community, right? I think so.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. You know what I'm saying? Even they got their own part of the city.
Like you said, they bought the neighborhood.
Yeah, they got not that. I'm talking about another part. What they call Chinatown.
Oh, yeah.
No, we got a Chinatown. We got a Chinatown here. The part I'm talking about, that used to be a regular neighborhood with Hispanics, blacks, and whites.
Right.
But now all those Asian people done, pooled their money together and ran everybody out.
No, they didn't they bought. They said this is a nice neighborhood. We're gonna make it, our.
Well, it was a part of our Houston where a lot of Asian people had kind of like migrated to anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, like I said, you see the Asian banks, you see the Asian grocery stores,
Yeah.
you see the Asian law offices, you see the Asian. You know what I'm saying? It's everything in that area. I mean, that whole area, all the apartment complexes in that area, probably 50% of them probably owned by them. They bought up all the houses and stuff. Yeah, they got their own. You see this when they're running. Yeah, when they're running for office. If you go down, you see the, Henry Lou or somebody running for city controller or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's inspiring in a lot of ways.
Sure.
It's inspiring to let other people.
Dream, right?
to let other people know this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
This is the way to do it. And like I said, when they got their own banks and stuff like that, you already know what's up.
Right.
Because everything, they got the two things you got to have to make a community work: a hospital, a bank, and a grocery store.
Yeah.
Those are the three things you got to have in any community to make it flourish.
Yeah.
To feed people, to finance people, and when people hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. Look that up, anybody. Look it up.
So sounds like that's where the Stevieville going to be coming into.
Well, Calcutta, this is what Stevieville will be like.
Right, that's what I just said.
Oh, no, Calcutta. Don't listen to Sonny. Don't listen to Sonny.
I'm coming in to buy Stevieville.
I don't want to be in the middle of a city with a bunch of people that I don't even know what's going on with them.
No.
I'm getting away from, I'm telling you, I'm going to Wyoming.
Oh, good. Go to Wyoming. As long as you're not coming to Iowa, we're all right.
I might be coming to Iowa. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to one of them.
You better get your UN speech ready.
You remember when General Zog, the first General Zog, not the latest General Zog that want to be a diplomat. I'm talking about General Zog from the second Superman. That's the kind of guys I believe in. I'm going to come to Earth and just take it over and dare anybody to challenge me. That's what General Zog said. Be able to news General Zog, man. Now he in the new Batman. Come on, man. He should have got killed 10 years ago. See, I look at movies and I see what the real underscore is, what they really saying. That's how I look at movies. So yeah, when we take over our land for our reparations. Our reparations, people talking about money, this many trillions of dollars. No, that's not reparations. Reparations is something that you can't take away from me. Can't take it. You can take money away from me because first thing people will do is go start buying stuff in this economy and put all the money right back where they got it from. See, you can't fool old Stevie Ray like that. Can't fool me. They got all these other suckers fooled, but they ain't coming no how. It ain't gonna be but about 36 million of us going. The other 7, 8 million, they got to stay here. They got to stay here. They too brainwashed, man. I ain't got time to be looking over them. So they can stay here and be crucified. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But then slowly but surely, they have to earn their way into the graces of Stevieville. So if they pass certain tests and stuff like that, you can graduate your way in. Other than that, Sonny, it is what it is, baby.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be like that, dog, but hey, I'm trying to run a country here. So it'll be just like Jamaica. It'll be just like going to the Caribbean. When you want to come in and take a vacation and things like that and help the economy, you can. But there's a limit. You can't apply for citizenship.
Well, can they buy land?
No.
No? I don't know. I mean,
they can open up companies into a certain way, but all that stuff going to have a lot of stuff attached to it. We be overseeing everything, and we can kick you out just like when Batista.
Sounds like dictatorship to me.
Sound like if anybody remember when Batista ran Cuba, and all those Cuba was just like another Caribbean version of Las Vegas, and all this prostitution was going on, drugs, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? But
Mafia
then,
was big time there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They brought in all that money.
Exactly. But then, Fidel Castro
kicked them all out.
All of these people, they came in and they overthrew his government. And Fidel Castro said, no, none of this no more. None of this. I want you all gone. So that's what I read I read about people like Fidel, and you know something? Fidel Castro, he wasn't Cuban. You know what he was? Italian by birth. So yeah, Batista, I ain't getting in bed with nobody. I'm getting everybody out the bed.
It'd be an interesting concept.
Yeah. And we'll make our own constitution. I mean, a lot of people don't really realize one of the oldest or the oldest constitution that was written in Africa. A lot of
Really?
people don't know. A lot of people don't know that.
I did
But
not know.
old Ray Dog knows. So if they can do it years and years and years ago, where they let women work and all this kind of stuff and let women be a part of society, yeah. This is way back in Nigeria, way back in Africa. Yeah, I can do it. So, Sonny, I'm going to make sure you have a special dispensation. You will have a special dispensation to come visit me.
You know what was really interesting? When I went to South Africa in 1986, when the apartheid still going on, I probably told you the story. So I was talking to the Afrikaners, people who settled there, a Dutch descent.
Right.
So I asked him, I said, hey, how does apartheid thing work? No, I did. I asked him.
Right.
I said, look, I'm not judging you. I said, I understand you all came here and took their land and shit.
Yeah, like they always do.
Yeah, well, Dutch, they just came in, they're a little country. They want. I would like that South Africa, nice place to, take over. They came in, took the thing. So I said, how does the apartheid thing work? Because everybody had an ID and like a driver's license, right? And it was all categorized, classified. You had Afrikaners, were Dutch descent natives, or when I say native, native to the new country. Then you have whites, Europeans descent.
Right.
Then believe it or not, you had coloreds. And that was divided up in like classes.
Right.
Like Chinese, Indian, as in from India, not the native Indians. And then you had Spanish descent. When I say Spanish, I'm talking about Mexicans and it went just like that. They had classes. They had a little band across the driver's license to tell you what So I said, when I see whites only, like can Chinese guy go use that bathroom or whatever? He said no. No, I asked him that straight up. I said, he said no. I said, can Indian people go? No, they're colors. Colored people can't go.
Right.
So I said, how about Japanese? He paused for a second, and he says, "Yeah, you can use the bathroom." I said, "Wait a minute, I'm clearly not white."
Right.
And what you said to me just reminded me that special. What was the word you used? Special
dispensation.
Dispensation. And I said, "Why is that?" I said, "How do you know I'm not Chinese?" Right? How can you tell the difference? I asked him that straight up. And he goes, "You're not Chinese, are you?"
Hitman say Chinese people are almost white.
What country was he from? What the hell? They were this much above, African American who was brought to this country. They were building those railroads. Come on now.
Yeah, but they
weren't free here in the United States. But anyway, the point I want to make to you is that. So I asked him about the.
I'm reading what they're saying. Go ahead.
You know why the Japanese are different than Chinese and other colored people are? I asked him that straight up.
Maybe because they want to be.
No, because they invest money into South Africa.
Mm,
They have a factory called Toyota's, Mitsubishi, in the.
yeah,
That's why. So I
I
said
got
to
you.
him then, I said, okay, now I get the. So I was kind of fucking with him, right? So I said, now
Right.
I understand apartheid. So apartheid is the color of money.
At the end of the day, everything is about money.
It's color of money.
Yeah. At the
You
end of
know.
the day, control, and
Yep.
money.
Yep.
Power, control, and money.
Yep.
That's what makes the whole world go around, brother. And
Yep.
that ain't a South African thing. That's just a man thing, brother. That's what when you colonize other countries. Why are you doing that? For the betterment, for something for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Nobody
take your
should be
land and
nobody
make it
should be
work for me.
colonized. Yeah, nobody should be colonized. Nobody.
I'm gonna take your land and work for me,
Right.
for my benefit.
But at the end of the day, we know it doesn't work like that. Just like somebody just put on there, like Belgium. You know, all those European countries was. You got to realize, you know, all those European countries were in the African continent,
Oh yeah, they were all over it.
and and you know, North Africa, which is
Well,
right there. You know,
Belgium, the tiny little country, owns almost all
to
the
this day,
yes.
to this day, the biggest matter of fact, the biggest mass murderer of people in Africa are Belgians.
I mean, they were cutting
A
off
lot of
people's
people
hands.
don't know that either.
They
To
were
this
cutting
day,
off.
the biggest genocide
Yes.
in the history of the world were the Belgians
You know who
towards the
started
people
that
in the
trend of
Congo.
cutting off people's hand and shit?
Huh?
You know who You know, when they didn't listen, native didn't listen. They used to cut off their hand.
Yeah, well, that's what
But
I'm
you know who
saying.
started that was Dutch and Belgians.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, so much of that stuff is suppressed. But I'm
They
telling
don't
you,
tell you that.
it's gonna old Ray Dog gonna have it in his book.
Just be kind to the Japanese.
No, brother, I got a whole chapter on you.
Hey
A
man,
whole chapter.
we try to tell you before we bomb Pearl.
Nah, man, it ain't got nothing to do with that. I've been doing some studying.
Well,
I've been doing some background.
I told you the Japanese are one of the most racist group of people.
Brother, you can't help
Period.
yourself. You can't help yourself.
We just think we're just a little superior. That's all.
I know. And that's why I'm gonna put it out there. That's why I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put out there, you know, the strategic racism. See, Chinese people, they got their own country, 1.5 billion people. They can be racist. Them some of the most racist people in the world. But see, Japanese is a democracy.
It is now.
Thriving democracy.
It is now. Yeah.
And see, yeah, and you still can't help yourself. So, you know, I think we need to talk about that somewhat, Sonny. We're gonna have to talk about it.
Next
Sorry,
episode.
dog. We got to talk. No. I'm put it like that. I'm gonna talk about it. I don't need you to talk about it because you're gonna defend the shit. I'm gonna put it in the book for people can read it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make sure that everybody knows that Sonny Onoo is a good friend of mine and he concurs to everything that I'm saying. To everything that I'm saying, man. It's nothing. He can't hide it. He can't do anything, man. He didn't want people to find out, but old Ray Dog had to bring things to the surface, man. I can't help it, bro. I can't help it, man.
All right.
It is what it is, Sonny. When you know, at the end of the day, hold on a second, Sonny. Let me see something here. Ain't no big deal. But Sonny, hey man, I think we had another great show, brother.
Well, thanks for having me again. I missed
Yeah,
you.
Sonny, you were at a graduation or something last week, right?
Uh, my
Or was
my
that week before last?
Yeah, that was week before last. My granddaughter had a little event that that was on Tuesday. So I
Okay.
couldn't
Yeah,
attend.
that's what I was telling the people.
And
I said I
last
knew it.
week I was doing the autograph signing. Well, I met up with
Oh,
all your
In
friends.
Jersey,
Yeah, Jersey, Baltimore, New York. Yeah,
you know something? Cat told when Cat was there too, wasn't he?
yeah, he was.
You know, I got called about that one, but this is the thing. Like I was telling Cat,
Yeah,
I can't work for peanuts.
and you shouldn't. And you know,
And like Cat said, well, they just give me a chance to go out and see
he
the
did
boys
all
and
right. He made
get
some
away
good
from the
money.
house and stuff like that. But see, ain't no. It's got to be great money, bro. It's got to be great money. If I'm gonna spend all day somewhere, it's got to be great money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like these. I don't know if you notice, but these conventions, man, they're getting more saturated.
Oh, there's too many of them. There's one like
And not only that, anybody can be there.
you know what's really funny, Stevie. You say
What's
that.
that?
You know the divas, the ladies, and they're all pretty ladies. You know,
Okay.
Impact.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah. I know what you're saying.
and you know, because I don't follow, I didn't watch Impact. I don't, you know, I know a lot of guys from
Yeah, I
our
know what you're
day,
saying. I know what you're saying.
and you know, they're pretty ladies, they're nice ladies, but I have no idea who they are. They're, you know, and I'm not trying to be sexist, but I can't.
Well, that's what I'm
For
talking
that
about. I
matter, a
ain't
lot
got
of
nothing.
guys,
I ain't got nothing.
but I can't. You know, I don't know who they
Huh?
are. I don't know who they are,
Well,
and
I don't either. But it ain't just. It's not that. That's just one category. But you got
yeah,
categories of other people that are just on YouTube, and I ain't trying to
yeah.
take nothing away from nobody.
No, no,
But
I know.
conventions used to be for the people that have put the wrench time in professional wrestling, not the people that hasn't done anything and you're trying to build yourself. If you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying, it wasn't
yeah.
for those people. You know,
Yeah, there was a
you know.
lot of, believe it or not, there was a lot of independent.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know, the
That's
guy who
who I'm
hasn't
talking
been in
about.
WCW or WWF or AEW.
Right.
You know,
And
and
like I
then you
said,
know
I
what's
got
really funny?
what's
AEW
that?
guys were there, and they were, you know, and they were like, you know, the Baltimore show was it wasn't very big, and
Well, that's the thing, man. So when I tell people what kind of money I'm coming want to come in for, well, they can't afford it. Well, I can't start working for peanuts because you got other guys out there working for peanuts.
and you should,
I can't do it.
because you know what, and the truth of the matter is you're not hurting yourself, Stevie. When you should stick to your gun, because when you do come
Right.
out, it means something
Right.
special. Because you can't get
Exactly.
Stevie Ray every week at the fairground, you know,
Exactly.
signing.
I can't do it, man. And I'm like, brother, if I got to leave on a Saturday, I mean a Friday, work all day Saturday, depending on what part of the country you're in, you might
Right.
can get a late flight out and get home. If not, you got to leave Sunday morning.
Sunday
And
morning.
I didn't make but this much money. I can't do it.
Right. No, I know.
Because every promoter tells every promoter what they got people for, and the next thing you know, I'm a Buff
No.
Bagwell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, brother, I can't do that. I can't. At the end of the day, I would love to be hanging out with the guys and stuff like that. But I like hanging out with the guys when I make some money, not
Yeah.
for the hell of it.
Right. Correct.
Not for the hell of it, bro.
Yeah.
Like my boy just said, time is valuable. But it's more than that, Kush. It's more than just the time. The time is very important. But it's your name, man.
Well, you don't want to thin it out anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's your name, man. If I was one of these guys that was starving to death and he got to be on something every weekend to try to make a buck and pay the bills, then yeah, I'll probably be out there
Well, let me also tell
doing
you
shit for.
another one of the things what the promoters are doing. Okay, they'll
What's
bring
that?
you in. They'll say, okay, Stevie Ray, we're gonna pay you an X amount of dollar. Come here. We're gonna have you sign autograph from 10 to 4, 10 to 3,
Right.
whatever it is. Okay, guarantee you this much money. Okay, airfare, hotel, so on. Okay, you agreed to come. What
Right.
they don't tell you is that at the end of the show, right? They'll come to you and sign like 100 of these. Would you sign 100 of these? You know what they
Right.
do is
And
they go
that's not
online and
even in the
sell.
deal.
No, and you know what? And I talked to Bill Goldberg, who got a lot of money. At least I think it's a lot of money. And
Right.
if you can get him, you deserve it. I don't,
Right.
it's irrelevant how much he gets. But he went for a session, which is about 3 hours, at the WrestleCon in LA.
Right.
I talked to him, and he was signing, taking pictures, photo op, signing, 3 hours. Well, he got it. He got into it a little bit with the promoter because the promoter said, "Hey, sign these," as he was leaving.
Right.
He said, "No, that's not part of my deal. I
Right.
did a photo op for you. I got my guarantee. You got what you're supposed to get." Because he was gonna
Yeah. That's how it's supposed
offset.
to be.
Yeah, and that's that kind of thing. You got to make it real clear because they'll stick those pictures on you, and fast as you can sign them. You know what I mean? You got one guy
Right.
pulling the paper, you signing the pulling the paper. So yeah, there was a lot
Yeah.
of
I
that
mean,
at this. Just to let you know, at this promoting event in Baltimore, the promoter, not the vendor who hired me to go there, came to us and says, "Hey, you need to sign 20 of these."
really.
I looked at my promoter. He asked me to sign them, but promoter wanted to take those from each guy that was there.
Right.
Matter of fact, there was an article about that event in Baltimore. One of the vendor who had Rob Van Dam, the promoter came over and says, "Hey, if Rob don't sign these, I'm going to escort you guys out." And there was an
Oh
issue.
wow.
Yeah, so and tell me what you want me to do and what am I supposed to do for what I'm getting paid for.
Right.
Make that shit
And
out
that's
clear.
and that's the thing, man. I mean, I used to could get, you know, $2,500 for just to show up. I leave on a Saturday morning, sign
Yeah,
autograph for 2 hours, and
yeah,
then get on a plane after that and come back home, all in one day. And I
yeah,
made $25,000 to $3,000. You know what I'm saying? All in
right.
one day.
Yeah,
Well, you can't do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Now they want you for 4 or 5 hours. If I'm giving you 4 or 5 hours, man, come on, brother. I'm gonna need my money. That's a lot of fucking time.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of time. Well, can you work from 12 to 5? How much you charge from 12 to 5? Then I give them a number, and it's like, well, let me talk to my partner and see this now. And like I said, I already know. I'm not doing it because if you come back with some chicken shit numbers, I'm not doing it. But see, that's the thing. I just signed, like I was telling you, like 1,000 things for WWE. You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, you
Remember I was
told me
telling you
that a
that?
couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
they
Yeah,
they send those every so often. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And they'll tell you how much money you're making. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And the check is in the mail. When you send it back, the check is in the mail within a week.
right.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Let's say you send them off on a Wednesday, they got to, well, no, they overnight them. They send you the package to overnight them back. So if I
wow,
send them back on a Wednesday and they got there Thursday,
right,
they probably sending me a check out on Friday or Monday that'll be to my house. You know what I'm saying?
right,
In a
right.
few days. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
you don't need to
business.
be out there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then I get my Legends contract. I'm still on Legend contract track too.
Right,
That I still get a check from that every quarter.
right,
So I'm like, I want to go out, but I just don't want to go out for. Wait a minute, that's what AJ Styles does before the epidemic. At my friend's show, AJ charged 4,500, but let promoters keep every penny from autograph. AJ at the table. Okay, I got around $60. Blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's plenty of ways you can do it, Hitman. But yeah, you 100% right about that. But I'm just saying, man, I'm not. It's too many guys out there that's working for peanuts that
right.
make it bad for other guys. You know,
Yeah,
and they out there every weekend. They don't care if they making money. I mean, if
yeah,
they make a grand, $800, that's good for them. Man,
yeah,
that
yeah,
ain't shit.
yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, that ain't shit, man. If I ain't coming home with let's say if I come home with enough money, like I went out to California,
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago, and a guy put the show on, and I was telling my boy and them that was in crime time. Uh, I said I do this because I need some new wheels on my BMW. so I don't, so I don't have to buy the new wheels for my BMW. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
go do a show like that, and the wheels I want for my BMW that was like 20 by 10 and a half in the back and 20 by 8 or 9 in the front. And I want to take the stock wheels off, and that's how I would. If I want to buy stuff for toy stuff, I go out and do conventions.
Yeah.
I want a new radio for my motorcycle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And get it put in. Oh, my boy called me. Oh, Steve, I can do that for you for $1,200. Okay, that means I need to make this much and have this much left over so I can pay to get my new stereo put in my. That's what I used it for. That way it's
Yeah.
cash. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Right.
coming out of my bank account or nothing like that.
Right.
So, but if I'm coming home after I done spent the whole weekend and I can't buy me some new furniture, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, where it's not hurting me, while I got some money left over, what the hell is? I might as well just pay for it myself and save
Right.
myself the aggravation.
Well, that's it. And listen, flight it's never easy.
Oh, don't even start.
So it's not
Don't
too
even
many.
start.
Yeah.
Last one
Yeah.
I went to, I messed my back up. My back was messed up when I got home.
Mm.
I mean, it hurt, bro. And I
Yeah.
vowed then I'll never. But the only thing it was, I made a shitload of money.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
this
Good.
was a this was a private one, and me and my brother did it together. It was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Me and my brother did it together. It was a private one though. You know what I'm saying? And only a few people there. It wasn't like fans hanging all over, but it was private. So people had to buy tickets to come in. You know what I'm saying? In a
Right.
private area. And we made so much money. I didn't care about all the flight stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Good for
care.
you. Good for
But
you.
but other than that, because my money was guaranteed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was cool. And that day, he tried to get my brother to do something extra. I can't remember what it was. But just what you just said reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, "No, man, that ain't what we agreed to."
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it was. But I had already been down there. My brother was coming in after me. The stuff that I did some stuff the day before that night, which was like a Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I did the stuff with my brother on Saturday. But I don't know what else he was asking my brother to do because I agreed to my stuff.
Right.
I don't know if my brother had did some other stuff at some other time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then we did all the stuff together, and then that was it. And he wanted to do something else. My brother was like, "No, man, I didn't agree to that." But it didn't have nothing to do with me. It might have been some of the stuff that I did the day before.
Yeah.
But my brother couldn't come there the day before because he was doing something with Vince. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he only came in that Saturday. So yeah, but the guy paid us though. But he did try one of those deals that you just
Yeah.
what you just talked about.
They're gonna try.
But I can't remember what it was. But he did try it. And I was like, I remember asking my brother, what was that about? And he was like, man, he trying to get me to do something that I didn't fucking agree to. But I can't remember exactly what it was. But it was probably something like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Sonny, man, we got to get out of here. Hey, everybody,
All right.
I hope everybody had a good time listening to the show tonight, man. This is the way we do it, man. I got to check Sonny, and I got to check the Japanese people. I have to go out of my way to check the Japanese people because they will run you off the road. And then Sonny comes on the show and defends them. Still
I
saying,
have
hey, man.
I have
Still
to
saying,
defend
hey,
my
man,
people.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry my people ran you off the road, man. I really feel bad for you. They shouldn't have done that, man. You never said that, Sonny. Why didn't you ever
No,
say something like that?
because you don't know if it's my people.
I told you it was, man.
I told you. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all of you who's listening out there, this is how I feel. You go to a Japanese restaurant right now, anywhere around your city. How many of them is a real Japanese chef behind that fish? They're mostly run by Chinese and Korean people. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying.
What about a Mexican man?
Well, some of those in Atlanta. Down in Houston, I bet.
Yeah, they got him here too, man.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. See,
Well, that's not the point I'm trying to make.
no, that's the point I'm trying to make. Is that you don't know if it was authentic Japanese people. So you don't. You have no proof of that.
Yes, I do, bro. I'm trying to tell you. You wasn't living here, man. You wasn't living here.
We can argue this all day. But the point I'm trying to make is, I have to defend Asian peoples in general. But if there were Japanese people, you don't know that for a fact. That's like me saying, hey, it was dark out there, and I'm sure it was a black man who hit my car. I'm pretty sure.
That's two totally different things. It was at dark, so what'd you say? You can't see a black man at night?
That's what I'm trying to say. You know?
Well, this wasn't dark. This was in broad daylight.
Well, that's what I mean. But you couldn't tell what.
Oh, yeah. I already told you that I knew the cultures.
There was no Japanese flag waving on an antenna.
Didn't have to be a flag. He probably had a Japanese thing in his wallet.
Well.
If I'd have caught him, I would have turned him upside down and shook every penny and dime out of his back pocket so I can see exactly what it was.
That's right. The key word right there is F. You didn't chase him, you didn't catch him, so you don't know.
Only a Japanese man would take off and leave a man in distress like that. I know that.
No. Oh, that's not true.
I know that.
Like
the Korean man would have helped me.
No, he saw you, and he said, "Honey, he's up, he's fine." Those guys are athletes; they're good. Let's get on that gas. Get going. Power on. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I got.
Okay.
My dog is getting ready to go.
Oh, okay, guys. He's at it again. He's at it again, man. But Sonny, we're gonna let you go.
All right.
But before you go,
yes.
Everybody out there that watched the show tonight, that listen to Sonny, defend his people to the end. Defend him to the end. Now y'all see how he really is. I'm his boy, Stevie Ray, for some 27 years. This the way he do me? I want y'all to see it for yourself. So when Stevieville opens up and he doesn't get his special dispensation because it's on back order, it ain't gonna be my fault.
I want you all to go watch Tora tonight.
Why?
We were misunderstood.
For my man Sonny Onoo, I'm Stevie Ray. We are out.
Good night.